Welcome everybody to Binding of Isaac Explained, number 9. This time we're talking about doors and room transitions. Now, because Isaac was made in Flash, and Flash was very poorly optimized, I chose to make it so that you could only have one room loaded in at a time. So whenever you transition to another room, it just forgets most of the data from the previous room and loads the data from a new room. So in order to make that transition as smooth as possible, I take a screenshot of the room you're in and then slowly scroll it off screen as the new room appears. Now the new room loads instantly. The transition doesn't disguise a loading time or anything. It just makes it more obvious, oh, this room is right next to the other room because it's just scrolled off screen. You're separated by a thin wall, and yet that wall is not real. You're in a completely separate room, separate from any other room. In a game that doesn't have rooms, you would just simply unload enemies that are too far from the player, and they would just go into a sleep state where they can't do anything and where they can't take up performance. But since this is designed this way, I can cut off exactly how many enemies you're facing, and they're all in the room with you. So how do you get to the next room? Well, simple, you go through the door. But the door isn't just a gap in the wall, the door is actually a teleport that gets you to a level transition, basically. And how does the door know if it's open or not? Well, basically a door can be blown up if there's enemies inside. It can be unlocked if you have a key, or if there's a secret room you can blow it up. Many possibilities. Some rooms need you to have a certain health so you can enter. But if whatever condition that lets you go into a room isn't met, you're not gonna get through it. No matter how fast you go or if you clip through a wall. You need to use the door, and the door is the portal. And only by touching the door may you enter. You can attempt to blow up the door if you want to skip combat or if you want to run away, but that's gonna cost you a bomb. And not all doors can be blown up, so be careful. It's a simple system. Each door goes to the room that's next to it. Unless it's the devil deal, that one goes God knows where. And back. So how is it set up? Well, the basic scene has 4 doors in it, one on each side, and it loads the room that you're in. And it sees, is there a room in this direction, in this? If the room is secret, it puts a secret door that you can't see unless you blow it up. And if there's no room, then there'll be no door, no matter how much you blow it up. Now sadly, I made a terrible mistake when designing these doors, because I didn't think that it would be necessary to give them a unique ID, so that I would be able to, like, save whether or not they've been unlocked or blown up or whatever. And that doesn't usually matter, because if you go to a store, then the store will know if it's been unlocked. So if you enter it, you won't have to use a key to get back into it. Isn't that great? Now sadly, the same can't be said for the secret room. If you blow up the secret room and you enter it and you leave it, you can't go back in unless you blow it up again. Because the door doesn't remember if it's blown up. We're loading a new room resets the state of having been blown up. The same way it would forget if you were fighting enemies in it. And then you'd have to blow up that door again if you want to escape again. And I couldn't set it so that all the doors would get blown up, because then you could just skip through the secret room and it would be super convenient without having to use any more bombs. So that would have been worse, I guess. So either way, what I did was bad, and luckily they fixed it in Rebirth. In Rebirth you can go in and out as much as you want out of the secret room through that door that you've blown up. Isn't that great? Yep. Oh, and another weird quirk is that if you go to a secret room that's next to a cursed room, there'll be spiked doors that lead you to the cursed room, even though that shouldn't be accessible because it's a secret room. Isn't that weird? Well, I probably shouldn't have done it that way. Would have been fairly easy to fix those two things. But then again, it's a nice little quirk that you can go to that cursed room from there. And then there's that one enemy that uses doors to attack you. It's Mom! She's an entire room, and only her hands and feet can reach you while you're in the room, cause she's so huge. Your mom is so huge, she's an entire final boss. Don't you love that? This game is entirely a Your Mama joke. I hope you're happy, okay? Now, you probably won't be too happy considering that the mom actually destroys all the doors in that room. So once you've killed Mom, you've got no choice but to enter the next level, which is too bad because there might still be items on that level that you wanted to get to. At least in Rebirth they made it so that there's a Satan deal if you've been a bad boy, or a good boy I guess, not taking damage. But in the original Isaac, you can't even get a devil deal. You're just locked into only being able to leave that floor, unless you have a teleport pill. If you can teleport out of that room, you can explore the rest of the level again. And you might even find a devil deal when you come back to the boss room. Isn't that crazy? Yes it is. I'm so sorry. Well, anyways, this video was made because someone asked me about doors and the possibility to no-clip into another level. So if you've got any burning question about the Binding of Isaac, just let me know. I might make a video on it. There's like 1,000 little things that I could talk about. By the way, I've been slow releasing new Binding of Isaac Explained videos, because I've been busy working on a whole week of animations. 7 animations that are coming out in a single week. Get hyped! Special guests that you wouldn't even believe! So great! Oh my god. Even though most of them are a lower quality than usual animation-wise, but they're so funny! You're gonna love them! Unless you're Trump. Or unless Trump dies, because then it'll be in poor taste. Oh god, better Trump not die? What am I saying?